Hey guys, my name is Elena and this is another episode of Plant Life that I'm filming straight from my apartment in Odessa, Ukraine. I love plants and I started my plant journey around 2 years ago, so if you're interested in my plant tour, my 20 plant collection, my urban jungle, you can find the links to the videos in the description. But this specific video is about growing avocados, more specifically how to take it from pit to plant, because I've been through the whole journey and it was a pretty easy one. I'm also a beginner. So if you want to do it as an experiment too, I think that's a great idea and I will just share my experience. So let me start the story from the beginning. My husband decided to plant some avocados, to propagate some avocados, and we actually bought 5 of them within a time frame of maybe 1 or 2 weeks. We ate the avocados, we washed the pits, we put some small toothpicks inside of the pits, put it in a glass jar and filled it with water. The top of the pit was not covered by water, I would say maybe 20%. And that's it. And then we started waiting, changing the water every week because it was still summer, pretty warm, so we didn't want the water to smell or the pit to rot. That was basically everything that we did. The first signs started appearing after the first months. Out of the 5 pits, there was one that cracked on the bottom, and from there we could see a small white root coming through. And from that time, I think within a matter of like a week or 2, the pit cracked even more, and from the top a purple stem emerged. It was pretty thick and it was growing fast and long, and a small little leaf started appearing from the top of the stem, and then they grew in size. So this was basically our check-in at month number 1. We started propagating them in water around 2 months and a half, almost 3 months. And we planted them at the same time. But you can see that this plant has already a stem, leaves, a pretty developed root system. And there are some of them who are still struggling. So if I can give any advice for avocado propagation, is that you get multiple seeds, multiple shots, because you just don't know how the seeds are going to perform. For example, this one, look, it's a big one, but it doesn't have any root, doesn't have anything. Change the water every week and wait. Patience is key with avocados. Since we put the pit in the water until now, when it's kind of a pretty grown out plant, a grown out seedling, it took us, I think, almost 4 months. But now we have to plant the avocado in this pot. Ideally it would be a smaller pot, but unfortunately I don't have anything else besides this one, so this will have to do. And the process is really simple. So first we will put some drainage on the bottom, has 3 holes. Then we'll put some soil. Then when the soil covers the top of the pot, we'll actually take this glass jar and push it inside so it makes some space for the plant. Tuck the plant in, now already without the pot, and when it's nice and tight, we are going to put some extra soil on the top so it covers it nicely. Dip it into the soil. Almost got it. I'm gonna take some of the soil out and try it one more time. Okay, so now I take the plant, gently remove the chopsticks, the toothpicks. Yeah, that is really difficult. I think I'll just leave them like that. I took some extra soil out, and now it's time to stabilize the plant. I'm pressing the soil against the plant. It's nice and tight. I've actually just broken the toothpicks so they don't prick me. And now that the plant is stable, I just have to put some soil on top. There's no need to cover the whole seed, but I would say if it's 50% to 70% covered, that's what we're looking for. Fast forward 5 months and here we are with a plant that is already growing and some candidates for potting, I think, soon, and some pits that still, are still struggling to grow a stem and to grow leaves. So let me kind of take you through them. This is our first hero, the seed that we put in the soil at the 2.5 months mark. It's doing pretty well. Look at the leaves, really good. Here's the pit. I've heard on the internet, on the forums, and I've read on the internet that actually you need to only water the plant from the bottom. Also, I've heard that because it's going from a water medium to soil, you have to water it frequently. My reality has been that we watered from the top. We actually water it, I think, once a week, once in 2 weeks since it was put in the soil. And it's been growing pretty fine. It doesn't seem like a very fussy plant. And if you think about how it grows in the wilderness, where the pit just goes into the ground, into the soil, and nobody takes care of it, and it still grows, kind of comes to show you that this is a pretty resistant plant. It's definitely been the case with us. It has very nice foliage. It's not one of those plants that you would grow for the beauty of the plant, like it's pretty common, as you can see, but as an experiment, it has been very, very interesting. These are the next 2 candidates for potting, I hope very soon. This plant has been giving us a nice foliage. I think it's very similar to the type of avocado that we planted before. It has a decent root system, not very thick though, but there are leaves, there's a root system, and that is enough. So those are the 2 conditions. You can of course put it in the pot before it develops a stem, but the recommendation is a stem, some leaves, and a root system for it to be resilient when it goes to the soil medium. And this is another type of avocado. You see, like, the leaves are kind of whitish in color. It's very strange. If I would just put it in the soil and it would sprout without me knowing that this is actually an avocado, I would have never guessed. It is very strange, and you can see that the root system here is very developed. And finally, our struggling babies. So these were the smaller pits, and both of them have a root system already, which is really good. But you can see that at the top, the stems are struggling a little bit. And I was thinking it's because the pit can't, crack enough. But here, as you can see, it's pretty cracked and like it still doesn't grow. So if you are at your, 5 months mark, 6 months mark, and you still cannot see a stem, I think it's a function of just having a seed that is not very strong. My number 1 advice on this journey would be to definitely try multiple seeds at the same time, because you never know what is the force, the life force inside of the seed. To wait half a year without results and without the ability to pot it and see it as a plant is pretty disappointing, I guess. So guys, this was my avocado experience and my avocado path. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to my channel. This does really help. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.